10 home runs this year while walking 39 and striking out 39. Lifetime record 1-0 against the Mets. And he goes to the curveball, and it's grounded foul, strike 2. Defeated the Mets earlier this year, his last win, as a matter of fact. Won by a score of 6-2, and he gets a strikeout.
Good fastball.
A solo home run. He has driven in 20, and the first pitch, ball 1. Wally's last home run prior to the last night's ball game was back on September 22nd, 1986. He's had 3 major league home runs, and that pitch, a ball, 2 balls, no strikes. Wally 1 runs batted in, and Jones with a fastball in the count, 3-0 in the '82 draft. And that pitch is strike call. The first in the nation that year was Sean Dunston, who was drafted by the Cubs. Second, a fellow named Augie Schmidt, and it's high for ball 4. Keith hitting .300 with 13 home runs, 66 RBIs, 0 for 5 last night, but I have never seen anybody robbed of 2 hits, robbed any more than the 2 that Keith hit right back to the pitcher, and he came up empty.
And Sam Palazzo, the third base coach, hopes nobody robs Keith Hernandez again.
He threw that bat a ton, didn't he?
He threw it like a line drive.
And Backman is chased back. Wally has had 10 stolen bases in 13 attempts this year.
Being a coach is...
Jimmy Jones to Keith Hernandez, and that pitch a ball, so the count 10 base hits. And again the throw to first. The Mets have been successful in 75% of their stolen base attempts.
His arm.
One of the things I've noticed, Fran, there's another one. 3 in a row by Hernandez. Right back to the pitcher, and he's come up empty 3 times. This time he just tosses the bat away and tosses the helmet away. And Keith Hernandez robbed for the 3rd consecutive time.
Well, Sammy Perlazo had a smile on his face, and Keith looked down there after he dropped the bat. What a play by Jones. You got to tip your hat to the pitcher. Look at Hernandez. It's all in a day's work.
So the Mets are retired in the 1st, no score, and the Padres coming up for their shot in the bottom half of the 1st here at San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium.
Show them here. These fireworks will head to the skies of the stadium Friday, September the 11th, following the Padres-Astros game, which starts at 7.
Yeah. He's done well against the Mets this year, batting .333 with 10 base hits against the Mets. Big city boy Stan Jefferson, and the first pitch is taken for ball 1. Jefferson, an idea about bunting.
He's way up there in the batter's box. And if you hit the ball with that foot out of the batter's box, it's an illegally batted ball. He's way up in the batter's box.
He certainly is. He's got that front foot just about 6 inches from the front of it. If he strides at all, he's going to be out of the batter's box. Not necessarily out, because they don't call that play very often.
No.
2-0.
Henry Aaron lost a home run during his career for hitting the ball out of the batter's box. Front foot was out of the batter's box, and he lost a home run.
2 balls, no strikes, going back again, and ball 3, 3-0. Going originally with Kansas City, grew up in the Kansas City area, right near the ballpark in Kansas City. That's Kansas City, Missouri. And a fastball for a call, strike 3-1. David, no losses. And the fastball fouled back, so the count. And that's ball 4, so Jefferson walks. Ballpark. And the pitch back is taken in for a called strike. The Padres second in the major leagues in stolen bases with 162 behind the St. Louis Cardinals. They've had 23 stolen bases in their last 13 games, and in the month of August they had 47 stolen bases.
That's the general manager's influence. Believe me, I played for him in Kansas City, Jack McKeon, and everybody would be able to run. I had the green light. I mean, you could run anytime you wanted. If you showed you couldn't run, then they would stop you. Then you'd have to go by a sign.
And this ball hit hard to Keith Hernandez. There's one. Back to first base for the 3-6-3 double play. Keith Hernandez to Santana, and then back to Keith.
Ball hit hard by Tony Gwynn, but Hernandez has been there, and he's there again. Makes the catch, goes to second base. It wasn't the true smooth Keith Hernandez feeling that ball. There he gets the ball in the webbing, flips the ball to second base, and gets back to first in a hurry. Nice play. They did it the hard way.
3-6-3 and a good throw down to Santana. That'll bring up Carmelo Martinez. Carmelo, the left fielder, hitting .261 this year. 11 home runs, 58 runs batted in. Padres are 5th in the National League in hitting at .264. They're 11th in home runs with 85. And they're 10th in runs scored with 550. And the fastball fouled back.
It's amazing how things change in your career. I mentioned last December, winter meetings, the Padres offered this guy, Carmelo Martinez, to the Seattle Mariners. Dick Williams nixed the deal. Martinez back with the Padres and batting third in the lineup.
And that pitch is in there, called strike. And I wonder why he's batting third. He's not that good a hitter.
He's only hit 2 home runs since the All-Star break.
And they have a fellow behind him named John Crook, who is 3rd in the National League in hitting. Now, the only argument that Boa would have, I believe, would be he doesn't want 2 back-to-back left-hand hitters. But if you're 1st and 3rd in the National League, what difference does it make? Unless it's against a real tough left-hander. And that pitch is a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that wouldn't bother me, batting left-handers back-to-back. As you mentioned, 2 real good hitters. Martinez is a guy whose best position really is first base. He's made the adjustment to left field, or has it.
And this ball pulled foul, so it's by the third base.
World of time, Seaver, when Seaver pitched in Cincinnati.
Hard ground ball to third. Good job by Howard Johnson. And that'll do it. So in the inning, no.
It looked to me like he used somebody else's bat, because the way he was talking to John McSherry, the umpire, when McSherry threw him out of the ballgame, it looked like he was saying, hey, that's not my bat.
You're going to tell me you do nothing about it?
Well, I tell you, he was a great actor. He came out of Actors Studio in New York, the way he reacted to John McSherry.
That's what Nettles said when he was caught with an illegal bat. He said somebody gave it to him. He was just trying it out.
Yeah, well, Nettles, his name was on his bat.
And right now, Strawberry, the batter, a 1-1 count. Strawberry hitting .275, 31 home runs, 76 RBIs. That ball fouled to the left side.
Tim just told me Tim did extensive research on this. He found out that when Houston was in town, Howard Johnson loaned Billy Hatcher one of his bats.
That would be beautiful.
Oh, would that take that cake?
Because it was in Houston where they started to examine Howard Johnson's bats 2 days in a row. He lost his bat. It did prove to be legal. Got it back, and the pitch to Strawberry for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And you know, the funny thing is the camera was in the dugout right on top of all the players, and Billy Hatcher was talking to the players like, you know, I was caught doing something. It wasn't my fault.
And that pitch a ball, so it's a full count to Darryl Strawberry. Darryl 1 for 4 last night, hitting .375 with 4 home runs against San Diego. That's ball 4. So the Mets get another base runner, the second walk issued by Jimmy Jones. And it brings up Lehman in the 10th on a home run by Howard Johnson. And the first pitch, ball 1.
By the way, in that game in St. Louis, Bob Forsch, who's having a fine year for the Cardinals, had to leave that ball game in the 5th due to a strained right groin.
Forsch has had a lot of back problems in his major league career.
This has nothing to do with the back, I don't think.
Not a thing.
No.
Toss over to first base, Strawberry back. He's talking about Santiago, the catcher. He catches so close to the hitter that he's almost in where he can't take a stride. He can't come forward to throw. There goes Strawberry, and the ball is popped up. Strawberry will have to get back, touches second base, turns, and goes back to first and makes it easily.
Tell you, that's not easy to do. He's about 6'3". And when you're that tall, the positioning of your body is extremely important to come out of that chute. He has a great arm. He's been blessed with a great arm, and he relies a lot on that arm.
And Carter pops it up. It's foul back at home plate, and it is playable. Santiago makes the play. 2 men away.
With him heading towards second base.
Now the batter will be Howard Johnson, and Howard, the hero of last night's ball game, takes the first pitch for ball 1. Johnson, the club leader in home runs with 33, runs batted in with 86, hitting .280. Johnson, a switch hitter. A record for most home runs by a switch hitter in the National League held by Rip Collins. And Johnson can break that. Collins hit 34 for the 1934 St. Louis Cardinals.
Howard Johnson coming a long way in just 1 year. He's going to hold the all-time mark for home runs by a switch hitter in the history of the National League.
All he has to do is stay in there and stay healthy. He should break that record.
At the end of last year, everybody was writing him off. He was forgotten on the Mets because of Ray Knight, who did a good job for the Mets and MVP in the World Series.
Alternated with Howard Johnson at third, and this pitch is fouled away. The major league record for home runs by a switch hitter in a single season, Mickey Mantle with 52. Howard Johnson with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3 for 4 in last night's ball game. He's hit 3 home runs against the Padres this year. Got his home run batting right-handed last night. The runner goes, and this ball hit the deep left field. Going back is Gwynn, and he is calling for it on the warning track, and he makes the play. So Tony Gwynn tracking that one down in deep right center, and that'll end the inning. A walk at 1. He has driven in 79 runs and had 18 home runs. 17 of his 18 home runs have been to left field. And the Mets play him as a right-hand batter, actually just about straight away. Wilson in center could be over in left center because Kruk does hit that ball the other way with outstanding power. And he has come on to be quite a hitter. In August, he drove in 29 runs. And he's hitting .412 against the Mets with 3 home runs, all to left field. And he fouls off a fastball. David Cone on the mound for the Mets. David with a record of 3-3.
In San Diego's in New York, we talk about Kruk. He reminds you of a young Carl Yastrzemski. When he first came up, he hit the ball to left field a lot.
And the breaking ball. It's high in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Most of your good left-hand hitters come up as opposite field hitters, and then later they learn to pull. Mattingly would be another case, and Wade Boggs. This ball topped out to the second base side. Backman makes the play and 1 away.
You know, I heard a stat on Wade Boggs the other day. I thought I was hearing things. They said with an 0-2 count, he's batting .390 after he worked the pitcher to an hold. You're better off having him hit the first pitch.
Let him hit the first ball, huh? That'll bring up Benito Santiago. And Benito, a rookie, having an outstanding year, hitting .291. 14 home runs, 66 runs batted in, and the first pitch ball 1. Santiago with 18 stolen bases.
This kid's having a fine season. .291 as a young catcher. You're looking at Davey Johnson. Santiago really doing the job here in San Diego.
And a good breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
First base coach Sandy Alomar has a son who's supposed to be a fine catcher with the Padres. He's about 6'5". He also has another son who's a second baseman. Both of them hitting over 300 in Double-A ball. They're going to have trouble. Sandy's son's going to have trouble unseating Santiago.
This ball hit deep to center field. Way back, going, and it's gone. Goodbye. Benito Santiago with a tremendous home run, and the Padres take the lead 1-0.
Home run number 15 for the Padre catcher, RBI number 67. You're looking at the Rookie of the Year, I guess, in the National League. From what I understand here in San Diego, the pitchers were blaming him for throwing bad games early in the year. Once again, you look at that high fastball. He got on top of that ball, hit that ball a long way. Good effort by Mookie Wilson, just missed that ball.
And now the batter is Chris Brown, and Brown takes strike 1. That is the 9th home run given up by Cone. And the Padres lead, and there's a pitch for strike 2. And the good curveball, strike 3. Got Brown on 3 pitches. Brown coming to the plate, hitting just .233 after hitting 300 last year for 223 for the year with 2 home runs, 31 RBIs. And this ball hit on the ground to Backman, and that'll do it. But the Padres get a run in the home run single season. Previously, it had 1 home run in each of his years in the major leagues. On the mound, Jimmy Jones, and the pitch in there for a called strike.
By the way, more news from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. The Cincinnati Reds in the top of the 7th have taken the lead. It's now 4-3 Cincinnati.
And that pitch fouled. Ted Higuera of the Milwaukee Brewers lost his no-hitter in the 8th inning. So
pitching against Kansas City tonight.
On his way to a no-hitter and losing it in the 8th inning. Milwaukee certainly making the headlines this year with their winning streak at the start of the season. Molitor's 39-game hitting streak.
By the way, it's 0-0 in Kansas City in that ball game. John Watham, the new manager of the Kansas City Royals.
And this ball hit hard at Templeton, who takes it on the short hop, picks up the out.
Well, they say you have to be relaxed to play this game of baseball.
There's no doubt about it. Traded for Ozzie Smith, and that trade criticized here in San Diego, but Ozzie Smith had said he was not going to play here in San Diego. They had to trade him. And the first pitch to David Cone, looking for his first hit, is fouled off, strike 1. Cone has been up 17 times in his major league career without a base hit.
He looks like a hitter, though.
Does have a pretty good stance, doesn't he? Takes a pretty good swing. Fouls that one away, strike 2.
Would you say your pitchers today are better athletes than when you played, as far as being able to do everything?
I think they probably are. Chopped out towards shortstop. Templeton with a nice high bounce. 2 men away.
Templeton doesn't.
Davey Johnson giving him a chance to hit from his best side. He takes outside for ball 1, a fastball. And this ball is popped up into shallow left field. Carmelo Martinez coming up, and he makes the play, and the Mets go on back in 1946.
Worked for Horace Stoneham.
And the first pitch as Tim Flannery steps into the batter's box, a curveball for ball 1.
Did you miss being a general manager once you get into the booth?
Not at all.
No.
And the fastball outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
You know, you better be careful up in the booth, because out here in San Diego, there was a broadcaster that spoke like he really knew the game of baseball. You know what happened? Ray Kroc put him down in the dugout the next year. Jerry Coleman
made a manager out of him.
A year later,
before the year was up, he wanted to get back in the booth, and he did.
He said, "Forget this manager."
2-1. Jerry Coleman, a outstanding second baseman for the New York Yankees. And that pitch fouled, so the count 2-2.
And Jerry's been doing a lot of, but he's been broadcasting, I guess, since day number 1 here in San Diego for the Padres. In fact, Phil Rizzuto told me Jerry Coleman was the best second baseman he played with.
Jerry Coleman, former pilot, served in both World War II and the Korean War. And that one in there, called strike 3. So David Cone gets his second strikeout.
That's always the toughest pitch for that hitter who's leaning out over the plate. That ball you throw down and in. A lot of times you don't get a good look at it as a hitter. That's a pretty good pitch right there. The ball seemed to tail back over the inside part of the plate, right on the corner. And Flannery not happy, but a lot of times the hitter gives up on it because he knows he can't handle it.
Flannery hitting .257 before the strikeout. Jimmy Jones the batter, and Jones with 8 hits. One of them a home run. He's driven in 3.
He looks like a good hitter. He hit the ball well in New York.
And a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 hit in the ball game, a home run by Benito Santiago, and the Padres lead by a score of 1-0. This one hit off to the first base side, and the spin on the ball takes it foul. Padres got off to a horrendous start. On June 4th, they had a record of 12 wins and 42 losses. From June 5th on, they have the best record in the West. In the National League West, they have won 42 and lost 35. So they have been playing good ball since that June 5th date. And the fastball fouled away, 1-2. Just smashed that finger all up, little finger. This one popped up. David Cole makes the call and catch, 2 men away.
See, this is how the game has changed since you played, Ralph. When you were playing, you know the pitcher wouldn't come off the mound for that ball. He'd be looking for help. David Combs being very aggressive. The ball was hit up. You could hear him yelling, "I've got it." I remember at one time when I was playing, I mean, the catcher would have to run out and try to catch that ball. You'd have a collision. 3 guys would kill himself, and the pitcher would be standing on the rubber.
Yelling the wrong name.
That's how you could never believe the pitcher.
So Stan Jefferson now the batter. Stan walked in a 3-2 pitch his first time up. And he takes a fastball. Jefferson hitting .258, 7 home runs, 22 runs batted in. He was in the Kevin McReynolds trade. And the breaking ball for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike.
What a great trade for the Mets. Kevin McReynolds having a fine season with the Mets. Quietly.
And that pitch a ball, so they count 2-1.
Kevin McReynolds with 23 home runs, 77 RBIs, batting .282. He has a shot at 100 RBIs, maybe 30 home runs.
Set an all-time record for him career-wise, and that ball nicked Jefferson. So he gets first base the hard way.
Doesn't hurt as much when the bases are loaded and you pick up an RBI. It's kind of a nondescript at bat. Ooh, right in the elbow.
So a runner on with 2 men out, and the batter will be Tony Gwynn. Gwynn grounded into a double play his first time up, a 3.63 double play. Gwynn leading the league at hitting at .369.
You better watch Jefferson over at first base. 27 stolen bases.
Gwynn on his way to his 2nd batting championship. And he almost got picked up.
Ooh.
Jefferson going toward second base as he made the initial move that way and then was lucky to get back. Jim Quick, the umpire at first.
That's exactly what Jefferson was. Quick. He looked like he was out.
Sure did, didn't it? So Jefferson just does get back. This ball hit hard to right center. It'll be a base hit. Wilson over to cut it off. Gwynn takes a big turn at first and holds halfway. And on the play, Jefferson goes to third. So Tony Gwynn with a line drive into right center for his first hit of the ball game. And the Padres with runners at first and third and 2 men out. And the fastball for ball 1.
Well, another update from St. Louis. 7-3. The Reds on top of St. Louis in the 7th inning.
St. Louis leading that game 3-0 in the 5th inning. 1 ball, no strikes. And the breaking ball a called strike, 1-1.
They were even leading the game 3-0 in the 1st inning. Jack Clark again.
Drove in 2 runs in his first at bat.
He's something else. What a year he's having. He's a free agent at the end of this year.
Over 100 RBIs. Throw to first base and Gwynn back. Gwynn is a threat to run too. He has 46 stolen bases and 54 attempts.
Right now, if you're on the San Diego Padres and you have any speed whatsoever, you're going to be a threat to run.
1 ball, 1 strike, and a big swing and a miss as Martinez doesn't get it. 1-2.
Yeah, we talked about Martinez hitting in the 3rd hole right here with an opportunity to drive in a run. And you're a different hitter when you're batting with 2 men out and a runner in scoring position.
The pitcher's a different pitcher. You see different pitches. There goes Gwynn. The pitch is swung on and missed, and that'll do it. So in the inning, the Padres threaten on a batter hit by a pitch ball and the base hit. They leave 2, and the score at the end of 3. That's Tim.
All right, Tim McCarver likes it. He's in the booth.
Oh, I love it. You got to love it. They're dancing to the tune Tequila. Might be appropriate.
By the way,
great.
You have to be able to do that to buy a ticket to a ball game here in San Diego. And Wally Backman didn't like that call. 0-1 on the Mets second baseman, who's leading it off here in the 4th. He'll be followed by Keith Hernandez. Then Darryl Strawberry. Backman takes strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 if you just tuned in. Even if you've been with us for 3 innings, it's still 1-0. Top of the 4th inning, the Mets trailing the Padres, and in St. Louis, Cincinnati Reds on top of the Cardinals at Busch Stadium, bottom of the 7th inning. Reds 7, St. Louis 3. And Backman hits a ground ball to right side. Flannery picks it to first. Score at 4-3, 1 down. 2 base hits. The last one he was robbed of last day. He hit a bullet back at McCullers, and McCullers made a great play with the bases loaded. And Keith Hernandez was upset, threw the bat, and didn't, of course, mean it. Inadvertently threw it down towards Sam Perlaza, the third base coach. Well, in the first inning of this game, Keith Hernandez was batting with Wally Backman on first base. He hit a bullet back at the pitcher, Jimmy Jones, and Jones made a great play. Here he hits a bullet to John Crook, and Crook makes a fine stop. But anyways, when Hernandez hit the bullet back at Jimmy Jones, he caught it and flipped to first in a cover play, and Keith Hernandez gently threw his bat towards the dugout.
Well, this is 4 rockets in a row by Hernandez. Keith with a 17-game hitting streak. Broken Saturday in San Francisco. He's batted in 18 of his last 20, but he's 0 for his last 7. He threw the bat a long way last night for not meaning to do it.
Oh.
He meant to do it. He just did it out of anger.
Well, he meant to throw the bat, but not at Sam Palazzo.
Oh, no, of course not. No. Sam had an interesting comment before the game. He said had it not been thrown so far by him last night, he would have walked over, picked it up, and given it to somebody in the stands. I said, well, it's better than breaking it.
Which Darryl Strawberry just did, I believe, but he got an infield hit. So, big Darryl Strawberry on first base with an infield hit.
Well, anybody can get a hit if you hit it to your friend.
That's right.
I mean, Chris Brown's a buddy of Darryl's, and this is called Buddy Baseball right here. You've heard of Billy Ball? This is Buddy Ball. Obviously teasing. Chris Brown, a friend of Darryl's, went to the same high school, Crenshaw High, and Los Angeles, grew up together. No way to get Strawberry when you have to do that much after making the catch on the left side.
You could see Strawberry put it into first gear as he got halfway to first base. And the batter now, Lee Mazzilli.
He's going to second. It's second gear, third.
Right.
And
of course, you don't want to go in reverse, not around the bases.
What do you do when you go home?
Probably reverse.
Race.
Didn't you?
That's what that R means, isn't it?
Race. 1-0 on Lee Mazzilli with 2 men down here in the top of the 4th inning. Darryl Strawberry with lead on off of first base.
That's a balk right there. Got a step toward first. You remember that line they had drawn in spring training, and then they wiped it out when they wiped the slate clean, I guess you could say, when the season started. It's about 10 years ago. That's a balk. He's not stepping toward first. You can't step halfway toward first and home. Now watch, see, you got to step toward first base. See, he's stepping off and now really not stepping.
Kind of spinning.
Yeah. See that often called, that spinning move like that.
There's that high breaking ball, and Santiago was in good position to throw right there. There's a ball out of strike zone, 2-0.
It would have been a good pitch on which to run because it was a slow curveball. Cincinnati batting in the top of the 8th, leading the Cardinals 7-3.
2-0 pitch to Mazzilli is inside. 3-0.
Davey Johnson may give Maz the hit sign. Mazzilli likes to hit 3-0.
Down low, ball 4. So Mazzilli goes down at first base.
Franny, I got to tell a story that we failed to tell the first trip in here. Something really hysterical happened to Mazzilli. He and Charlie Samuels, the equipment manager, went down to Tijuana, and Mazzilli had a tough time coming back through. As a matter of fact, the customs agents asked Maz for his green card. They didn't think he was a citizen of the United States. And he said it was the 3rd time that it happened to him.
Wow.
Coming in from Europe a couple of times. He looked a little suspect. So Mass said, do I look like that type of guy? He said, I'm a good guy. He said, I'm an American.
Well, he's on first and Darryl Strawberry on second, and Gary Carter just took a ball from Jimmy Jones. Now, Jimmy Jones is had trouble. I mentioned in the opening that Larry Boa has been very tough on this kid. The 1-0 pitch, outside, 2-0.
6 straight balls, and not a good sign when you're facing a guy with the power of Gary Carter. Larry taking his hat off.
Look at Hook, the eyes are closed. There's a strike, 2-1. Larry reacting to every pitch, I'm sure, in the dugout. 2-1 now on Gary Carter. Carter popped to the catcher his first time up, and he fouls the ball off. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Santiago pointing down at John Crook, the first baseman. Still pointing down to him. He might want to take a shot at Mazzilli. There's a shot into center field, base hit. Here comes Strawberry. He'll score easily. Mazzilli hustles to third, and the Mets have tied this ball game up at 1. Gary Carter, a big RBI base hit with 2 out here in the 4th.
See, now consider this. When you fall behind, a guy like Carter, he sees a 2-0 fastball away, a 2-1 fastball, and a 2-2 fastball. So when major league hitters see 3 pitches of the same caliber, their chances go dramatically up that they're going to hit one of them hard. And that was the case right there. So even though you fall behind and you maybe go 2-1, 2-2 to a hitter, he still sees that third pitch that's the same as the 2-0 and 2-1 pitch, and hammers it, and that's what Gary did just then.
Even though it was a good pitch, he still hammered that ball.
Yeah, a good pitch, but see, he had seen it twice before, so
right.
you know, he took that outside part and brought it toward him.
Now here's a good fastball hitter. He just took a ball up high. Ball 1, Howard Johnson. He flied to right. And his first time up, he hit a ball off the end of the bat, just missing a home run. He has 33 home runs, 5th in the league. Game-winning RBIs, he's 5th in the league with 12. 7th in the league in RBIs.
Franny, I know even a lot of scouts sitting in the stands will say, you know, that guy hit a good pitch, or a manager will say hit a good pitch, and failing. How many times have you heard that on the bench? Pitcher come in and say, gosh, that was a good pitch. Well, they fail to realize how they got there. You know, a bad pitch could be a good pitch if you're ahead in the count because of a hitter being defensive in his posture. It depends on the approach a hitter is making. And you keep falling behind, and that's what falling behind really is. You keep doing that, and hitters eventually get you.
Right now, Santiago getting all over Jimmy Jones. So 2-0 on Howard Johnson. Boy, is that dangerous.
Even though it's second base that's open here with first and third and 2 outs, I don't think you give Johnson anything good to hit.
I agree.
You don't give in to him. There's a place to put him. He's going to throw him a fastball, though.
And Howard Johnson hits the ball off the end of the bat, pops it up. Left fielder Carmelo Martinez makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Mets here in the 4th. San Diego, California. John Crook is the batter. Crook, his first time up, grounded to second base. So he's 0 for 1. Having a fine year with the Pods. David Cone throws a fastball off the plate, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is now 2-0. Swung on and missed. 2-1.
That's how good a stuff David Cone has. I mean, he can blow you by. He can blow the ball by a hitter even though he's looking for a fastball.
2-1 pitch. There's that fastball one. Ooh, nice soft hands. Smooth as silk. Score at 6-3. 1 out.
You've talked about soft hands with Templeton. You've talked about it with Santiago, and you are so right, Fran. That crook in the elbow, the little give with the hands rather than catching the ball out in front. What they mean is to catch it softly. You're catching the ball out in front, but your rear end's down. When your rear end's down, that pushes the hands out, just like coddling a baby.
That's right. And here's a guy, Benito Santiago. Good-looking catcher, takes a strike. He had a long home run his first time up. What a future. What a present. Outside. 1-1. Padres going through some changes, bringing in some new faces on the field and in the front office. Ralph mentioned Chubb Feeney coming over to the San Diego Padres. Santiago fouling the ball out of play. 1-1. Chubb, of course, the president of the National League for so many years. Had his name on those baseballs. 1-2 on Santiago. One man down here. Bottom of the 4th inning. We're all tied at 1. There's a one hopper to third. Howard Johnson to first. Nice play by Hernandez. Ball thrown right into the runner.
Yeah, that's because you got to look at the runner knowing he's somewhere near and concentrate on keeping the ball in your glove. That's a good way to get hitters out, and a prominent way to get Latin American players out is to make them reach. They are real free swingers. You saw Santiago reaching way outside.
And Chris Brown hits it up the middle. Smooth as silk. Rafael Santana. And that'll do it for the Padres.
Nothing. Boston over Minnesota. That game in the 9th inning.
And Rafael Santana, the batter. Santana in this ball game grounded to short, so he's 0 for 1. Jimmy Jones on the mound, bounces a curveball, scooped cleanly by Santiago. 1-1.
Red Sox have made other moves this afternoon. They've made more moves recently than the San Andreas Fault.
Yeah. There's a ground ball, second base. Flannery to first. They get him. 1 down. Dave Henderson's now gone. Don Baylor's now gone.
Dave Henderson going to the Giants, and Don Baylor just going across the field. Red Sox playing in Minnesota tonight, and Baylor going to the Minnesota Twins.
So Henderson and Owens came over from Seattle for Quiones. Owens is in the depths of a slump. Henderson is gone, and Quiones, I understand, is quite a shortstop.
Yeah, but the Red Sox won an American League pennant.
That's right.
Largely due to Dave Henderson's 2-run homer in Game 5 of the playoffs last year.
And Owens did a good job last year down the stretch.
That's like people criticizing the Gary Carter 4-for-1 trade with Montreal, since Hubie Brooks is starting to play very good baseball, continuing to play good ball.
Score it 1-3, 2 down.
And Floyd Yeomans and Mike Fitzgerald and Herm Winningham having a good year, and saying, how can the Mets give up all that young talent? Well, they won it once with Carter. And if you win it once, you'll trade the whole ball club just to take one shot at winning it. I'm overstating it, but
it's like selling your soul to the devil.
No, it's not. No.
Dr. Faust.
Trading your soul to the devil.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm getting it back a little later.
2 men out, and Mookie Wilson, the batter.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you make that one trade to put everything in order, just like Frank Cashin did for Gary Carter, and you do that every time. Even though Carter right now, you wouldn't make the trade, that same 4-for-1 deal, but you would have 3 years ago, and that's why the Mets did it.
Oh, yeah. They got tremendous production out of Carter last 2 seasons. He's fallen off a bit this year.
Been hammering around so much. Yeah,
he's a quality player. There's no doubt about it. 1-1 on Mookie Wilson. I thought it was a good trade. Up high to Mookie. Going through a transition now. And off the glove of Jimmy Jones. He better hustle. He's not going to get him. Oh, base hit. Give it to him for hustling.
Well, it's not.
There goes Mookie. He fakes. He faked me out. Ground ball in the right field. Base hit. Mookie takes that turn at second, but holds on.
Oh, what a terrific play by Tony Gwynn.
1-2 pitch. Long drive. Deep right field. If it stays fair. Home run. Keith Hernandez. A big ball here in San Diego. The Mets score 3. They're on top of the Padres 4-1.
Just like last night, you see as many Met fans here in San Diego as you do San Diego fans. And I tell you, this is just inexperience on the part of Santiago, throwing a straight change with the count 1-2 to an off-speed hitter like Hernandez. Man, he can hammer that pitch any count. And when you get ahead of Hernandez, finally Keith, however, hit a ball where nobody was. They can't catch those. He hit one where there are no fans or no players, nothing. He's saying, now catch that. Look at him. That's what he's saying. Now catch that.
1-0 on Strawberry, now 1-1. Look at that smile, huh? There's a shot right back at Jones, and he gets Strawberry, but the Mets, here in the top of the 5th, have scored 3 more runs, and after 4.5, the Mets lead the Padres 4-1.
Billy, can you show that again after Franny reads that promo? That home run, Hernandez. Don't? All right. All right. Well, forget it then, okay? Huh? Hey, I'm sorry, all right? Hey, I'm sorry, man. Can you dig it? Hey, okay, yeah. Yeah. I just won the swing. Oh, all right. No big deal. Hey, it's all right, man.
Well, tomorrow at 10, the Mets battle these same San Diego Padres, so catch all the action. That's the Mets and the Padres are in the home stretch of this pennant race. Leading off for the Padres, Gary Templeton. He's 0 for 1, and he takes a strike in St. Louis. 7-4, bottom of the 9th inning. The Reds on top of the Cardinals. And Templeton hits a fly ball left field. Lee Mazzilli is there, and he makes the catch. 1 out.
Number 11, second baseman, Tim Flannery.
So 1 man down, and Tim Flannery, whose wife gave birth to a baby girl today, is the batter.
Those Cardinals scored 3 runs to beat the Atlanta Braves on Saturday night. They have scored 1 in the bottom of the 9th. They're still batting 7-4 Cincinnati.
And a fly ball down left field line, out of play. 0-1 on Flannery. In fact, the Cardinals have come back 44 times this year to win games.
It's especially devastating when you can do it in the late innings. California Angels came back for the first time in 58 games in the 9th inning against Toronto yesterday. Toronto winners tonight over California 4-3.
And Hernandez a winner in a foot race right there to get Flannery at first, 2 down.
Tim Flannery's wife, by the way, we assume gave birth. She was supposed to have a cesarean operation today.
Had a little girl.
Oh, all right. I didn't hear that news. That's great.
Everybody's fine.
All right.
Except for Tim, he just grounded out. He's 0 for 2 in this game, and the batter now is Jimmy Jones, and he fouls the ball off. Strike one.
Trading out for a healthy baby girl.
Oh, no doubt about it.
It's a final. Cincinnati over the Cardinals 7-4. So the Mets now 5 games back. If they win, of course, they'll be 4.5 and 5 back in the loss column, with 29 games to play after tonight, or 30 make that.
And it's September 1st right now. Jimmy Jones goes down swinging, and that'll do it for the Padres here. He leads it off for the Mets as we go to the top of the 6th inning here in San Diego. The Mets and the Padres. You're watching all the action live on Sports Channel. I'm Fran Healy along with Tim McCarver and Ralph Kiner, and in Mazzilli, it's a fly ball right field. Tony Gwynn is there. 1 down. By the way, tomorrow night these same 2 teams go at it here at Jack Murphy Stadium, and you can catch all the action right here on Sports Channel. And again, Friday night, it'll be the first game of the Dodger-Met series from Dodger Stadium in L.A.
Fran, usually a pitcher will come in and say, all right, you guys, let's get some runs. But Jimmy Jones, that last inning, had there been a runner on base, Larry Boa probably pinch hits for him. But because there were no runners on, Jimmy Jones is still in the ball game. So the bottom of the 5th, probably an inning where Jones came in and said, all right, you guys, make an out so I'd stay in the game. It is funny how that works, though.
That's right. And he would have been out of there, no doubt about it.
He's gone, especially with 2 on and probably with 1 on. But with a 3-run lead and 2 outs and nobody on, you don't want to waste a pinch hitter. And Boa properly allowed Jimmy Jones a chance to hit.
And 1 for 2, the batter, Gary Carter. Single and an RBI, and a big single with 2 men down and runners on the corners. In the 4th inning, Carter hit a shot up the middle. Here he pops the ball up. Shortstop Gary Templeton in a very relaxed manner gets over there and makes the catch. 2 down.
Remember, we talked about Santiago reaching outside and making an out earlier. Well, Carter got jammed then. There are more outs recorded on the inside and outside lanes of the plate, in my opinion, than any other position. And yet, you talk to pitching coaches and baseball people and say the reason he got beat, the ball was up. Or if he keeps the ball down, he's going to be a good pitcher. That's a bunch of baloney, I think.
Yeah.
You know, with some pitchers, it's effective. A sinker baller like Kent Tekulve of the Phillies, somebody like that. But guys who can't work inside and outside can't win in the big leagues. Staying ahead, and as Jim Palmer explains it, expand the strike zone. Stay ahead and expand the strike zone. A lot of wisdom in that particular comment.
Yeah, yet there was a guy who said that he didn't like he would rather make a mistake outside than inside, and he wasn't that happy with pitching inside because if you make the mistake, more damage can be caused, but yet he had to pitch inside to be a successful. Plus, he had the overpowering fastball.
But at least it was a lane outside.
Yeah.
You know, the inside-outside lanes, those are the very important areas to get guys out. But you go to a baseball meeting, and I guarantee you leave the meeting thinking your pitcher can't get anybody out.
Oh, boy.
That report. How many of those meetings did you go to?
Those are overrated. And you get a young pitcher like this Jimmy Jones in that meeting, he'll be in a catatonic state before everybody else leaves.
That's right.
Imagine that.
This is the way I want you to play him, and outside that, don't tell me anything about how to pitch guys.
Well, Howard Johnson hit a shot into right field, base hit. So Hojo down on first base with his first hit of the game. Right now, Jimmy Jones throws a fastball to Santana and a chopper to first. Crook will take it, takes it himself, and that'll do it. I'll tell the rest of the story. Get back to get a kick out of it. That'll do it. Mickey's in center field. Fastball. Mickey says the pressure's on now. Down low to Jefferson. 2-2. So unbelievable. There's a shot. Hernandez makes the play. Flips to the pitcher. And that'll do it.
I'm not too sure.
You see that in Pittsburgh also, where they sell newspapers at the ballpark. Great play by Hernandez. And the ball scooted away from him. So a base hit for Tony Gwynn.
It looked like Hernandez' right hand kind of curled up underneath him, and he fell on it. Yep, that's how Darryl Strawberry sprained that thumb last year. Keith appears to be all right, however. Boy, that was nasty right there. Woo. You talk about a nasty fastball. Cone, usually when he drops down, he throws a breaking ball, and nobody's going to hit that pitch. Right on the black.
And the ball running back. Oh.
Rotation's going to bring a ball like that back. A pitcher can't throw a sailing fastball from that position.
So 2 men out, and the batter, John Crook. He takes ball 1 from David Cone. Crook in his ball game 0 for 2. Well, the Mets have so many injuries to their pitching staff, and now they're coming back. Cone throwing the ball very well. Aguilera's throwing the ball very well. Bobby Ojida's back. There's a strike.
Ojeda came back this afternoon. As a matter of fact, he threw batting practice for 20 minutes today. I am really surprised to see him back.
Oh, so am I.
And if Fernandez was healthy, I wonder if Ojeda would be back right now.
Well,
or at least be ready to pitch right now. I think he's speeding up his development, huh?
Oh, yeah, I think he wants to get back out there. I think there'll be a question mark in his mind all winter. You know, it's amazing how many times you talk about.
I'd rather a question mark be in my mind all winter and be perfectly healed. Of course, he knows.
That's right.
You know, he's the guy who's got to make the decision, but you just hate to see somebody come back prematurely.
That's medicine. That's what happens with modern medicine today. 1-2 on Crook. And Bobby Ojeda with arm trouble, yet that perfect smooth delivery.
A lot of change-ups, though. Change-ups with the same arm motion puts a terrible strain on the arm. That's how effective it can be. If you have a very effective change-up, there's a lot of strain on the elbow.
And there goes Gwynn. Easily picks up his 47th stolen base of the year.
But see, you know, last night John Kibler called interference on himself. But look at John Crook. That's interference. Why does he have to step across the plate? He actually is out of the batter's box. Why does Tony Gwynn look? If the ball's made contact, there are 2 outs, 2 strikes. Why do you need to look there? But in my opinion, something like that is interference.
One hopper. Ooh, nice play, Santana. Score at 6-3. That'll do it for the Padres here in the bottom of the 6th.
David Cone has pitched a brilliant ball game, leading 4-1, top of the 7th, and Ralph Kiner back in.
And David still looking for that first major league base hit. He's 0 for 19.
But it's his 3rd at bat. And this one hit deep into right center, and he's got it, pal. And his first major league hit's going to be for extra bases. He's at 2nd with none out. Probably heard you.
I'm sure he did. Well, David going 19 at bats before coming up with his first major league hit. He's had some pretty good swings at the plate. He gets a high fastball, and that pitch is a good pitch for a pitcher to hit. They say never throw high fastballs to country boys or pitchers. And he's one of each.
He's 2 people in one.
And that might be all for Jimmy Jones as Larry Bowa makes his way out to the mound.
Looks like Dave Leeper, who was just acquired from the Oakland A's in the Storm Davis trade. And that's who it's going to be. Dave Leeper, who was 2-1 with Oakland earlier in the year, and 5-2 lifetime as an American leaguer. Dave Leeper will be the pitcher, and Jimmy Jones is out of there. Jimmy working 6+ innings, giving up 1 run, make that 4 runs and 7 hits.
Leeper grew up in Whittier, California, and now
playing the 3 coast teams. As you look at the line score, Mets playing the three coast teams at home. They were 5-4. Not good in your own backyard, and they've won the first 3 out of 4 on this road trip, and they're leading in this game 4-1. Swing and a miss. 0-1 to Mookie Wilson. Mookie 1 for 3, and he scored in front of Wally Backman on that 3-run homer by Hernandez, his 14th of the year.
Somebody better tell David Cohen what to do now. He hasn't been out on second base in years and years and years, dating back to high school.
Well, his first move was wrong. He put on his jacket. It's 1-1 to Wilson.
Well, it was very cool here. The temperature today here right around 85 degrees with heavy humidity, so it is cold.
Yeah, cloudy too.
Very
and
cloudy.
You know these cool Southern California nights. One and one to Wilson. Ball hit well. Flannery's going to go to third, and Ralph, someone should have told him. One out.
Well,
good play by Flannery.
First time he's been on base in about 12 years, so I guess you can't excuse him, but this ball hit hard right at Flannery, and Flannery, seeing Cone go, has an easy play at third. Gets him by a large margin, and the Mets lose a base runner in scoring position, but Mookie can steal.
But we kid about it, but what's he doing with his jacket on? A pitcher's a base runner. And if jackets made you faster, everybody would ask for jackets. Most overrated thing in baseball. And yet, here's Tim Teufel. Timmy pinch hitting for Wally Backman. A good night for Wally after a good night last night. Wally 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and a run scored.
Teufel in his last 8 games hitting .455.
Fastball on the corner. 0-1 to Tim Teufel. Teufel probably familiar with Dave Leeper. He probably faced him in '84 and '85, or probably '84. Leeper was not up with the A's in '85. 1-1 to Tim Teufel. '84, the year that Teufel had 14 home runs for the Minnesota Twins. That was his career high. He's 4 shy of that this year. Swing and a miss. 1-2 to Teufel. The A's still have to deliver another player to be named later, of course, in the Storm Davis trade. Leeper won, and then there will be a player at the end of the season. It's 2-2 to Teufel.
Teufel is a pinch hitter, 8 for 14 with 1 home run and 3 runs batted in. Well, he's having some sort of year, both as a pinch hitter and as a regular player platoon with Wally Backman.
Leeper showing a good move. This is the first time we've seen Dave. Fly ball right field. An easy play for Tony Gwynn as he drifts over and he makes the play. So Leeper has retired 2 in a row, and the batter Keith Hernandez.
Number 17. First baseman Keith Hernandez.
Keith with a big 3-run homer his last at bat. Home run number 14 on the year, and RBIs number 67, 8, and 9. Keith's first hit in this series, but not the first time he's hit a ball hard. On the contrary.
His last 5 at bats, he has hit the ball as solidly as you possibly can, and he's had only 1 hit.
But it was a big one.
3-run home run.
4-1, New York on top. We're in the top of the 7th. San Francisco winning their game 6-3 up in Candlestick, and Houston lost their game tonight.
So San Francisco, if they can win that game, will be 5.5 games up in first over Houston. Cincinnati's 6 games back. They won today, and Atlanta won their 13, but they're out of it.
Zane Smith not out of the running, however, for the Cy Young Award. His 14th win. He's 14-7. Pitching another shutout. 0-1 to Keith Hernandez. Breaking ball is low. 1-1.
Shane Rawley 17-6, leading the National League in victories and in percentage.
Ground ball toward third. Chris Brown handles it, and he throws to Tim Flannery covering. No runs, a hit, one left after 6.5. It's 4-1 New York. Now let's go to Lisa. 19-6. Yeah, there were no 20-game winners in '83.
John Denning, 83, 19-6. How would you like to win 4 tickets to next year's Mets home opener? Just send Sports Channel a postcard with your prediction for the Mets' final one-loss record for the 1987 season and send it to Mets Crystal Ball Game, Post Office Box 234, Woodbury, New York, 11797. Also include your guess for Dwight Gooden's final ERA to act as a tiebreaker. All entries must be postmarked by September 7th and received by September 10th. 1 entry per household, please.
And Benito Santiago will lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th. He responsible for the only run by the Padres tonight. His 15th home run back in the 2nd. 4-1 New York, and the breaking ball is fouled down third. 0-1.
Santiago hit a high fastball out of the ballpark to straightaway center field. That extends his hitting streak to 8 consecutive games. He's batting right around 400 over those 8 games with 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in.
Curveball fouled away. 0-2 to Santiago. The Phillies winning their game 3-0 up in Los Angeles. That's where the Mets go after an off day on Thursday. Another Sports Channel game tomorrow night, 10:35 New York time, and the same time Friday night as the Mets move into Dodger Stadium for a 3-game weekend set. 0-2 to Santiago. Got him. Strikeout number 6 for David Cone, and that ties his career high. He's done it twice before this year.
Well, he goes to the slider here and spins it outside, but Santiago looking fastball, totally fooled by the pitch.
Chris Brown, the batter. Chris 0 for 2 on the night. 1-0. I said twice. Cone has done that 3 times this year. 3 of his last 6 outings, he struck out 6. And the curveball for a strike. 1-1 to Chris Brown. Jammed. Fouls it back.
You said that like it was marmalade.
I don't think I would have pronounced the last syllable if it were marmalade. Got him, and there's his career high in strikeouts, and Cone appears to be just getting stronger. Like the aroma of marmalade.
Here it is right here. He goes to the fastball, gets a good movement on the pitch, and Brown struck out for the 2nd time in the ball game. 2 in a row now here in the 7th.
Gary Templeton, the batter. Only Tony Gwynn has singled since the 3rd inning. Templeton fouls it back. Cardinals lost their game tonight 7-4 to Cincinnati. Mets trying to move within 4.5. We figured out that magic number a little prematurely last night. I think the magic number is 26. Not even close at first. A good play by Hernandez. Quickly, the Padres go in order. It's 4-1 New York. 8th inning coming up. Which was a lot more important than last night had they lost, but since they won and they're winning, the Cardinals losing.
13 runs in a doubleheader in Atlanta. Come join the Padres in celebrating the anniversary of Nate's tremendous feat. As Great American First Savings Bank presents Nate Colbert commemorative Pin Day, coming Sunday, September the 13th, when the Padres take on the Houston Astros. Game time 1:05. All fans attending that game will receive a commemorative Nate Colbert baseball card and pin set. Don't miss Nate Colbert commemorative Pin Day, September the 13th. Padres host the Houston Astros.
Three final scores. Atlanta defeated Pittsburgh 4-0. Cincinnati 7-4 over St. Louis, and Chicago 3-2 over Houston. Still in progress, San Francisco 6, Montreal 4 in the 5th. Philadelphia 3, the Dodgers nothing in the 5th.
And Darryl Strawberry leads it off here in the top of the 8th with the Mets leading 4-1. Darryl 1 for 2. He walked, single, scored a run, and grounded out to the pitcher. And he takes a strike from Dave Leeper, who is relieving for Jimmy Jones.
Well, a couple of familiar faces, not too distant. Gene Walter, a left-hander, and Terry Leach, a right-hander. Gene Walter just brought up from Tidewater.
0-2 to Strawberry. Curveball by Santiago. Big blow in this ball game, a 3-run homer by Keith Hernandez in the 5th inning. It's 4-1 New York. Fastball is high.
Walter, the left-hander, Terry Leach, the right-hander. Gene Walter started the season with the Mets.
Breaking ball is low, so the count is full. 3-2 to Strawberry. Ball 4. So Strawberry is the leadoff runner here in the top of the 8th, and the batter Lee Mazzilli.
Checking out the American League, Oakland beat the Yankees 8-3. Detroit beat Cleveland 6-5. Toronto over California 4-3. Seattle 5, Baltimore nothing. Texas 6-4 over Chicago. Boston 9-0 over Minnesota, and Milwaukee 2-0 over Kansas City. Higuera pitching a one-hitter in that game, his first one-hitter in his major league career.
What a difference a year makes. Fernando Valenzuela and Teddy Higuera becoming the first 2 Mexican pitchers to win 20 games a year ago. And Fernando's struggling, as is Higuera. Mazzilli on the night 0 for 2. He is also walked. It's 4-1 New York. There goes Strawberry, a tremendous jump, no throw.
Stolen base number 24 for Darryl Strawberry, and this was a no contest. He gets off
2
to
on that one.
Gets a tremendous jump and no throw at all. So Darryl Strawberry, 6 short of the 30-30 club. Needs 6 more stolen bases.
Fouled away. Mazzilli trying to go to right field to move Strawberry to third. Not a bad play in this particular situation with Carter coming up next. Montreal has inched closer to the Giants at Candlestick. It's 6-4 San Francisco in the bottom of the 5th. September, a great month for scoreboard watching. One of the real charms of the game. 2-1 to Mazzilli. On the inside corner, 2-2. Ralph, talking about the Giants, I read something the other day that I didn't know. That since 1977, every National League team but the Giants have participated in postseason play. Fly ball to center field. Strawberry will not advance as it's not deep enough. 1 away.
And when the Giants first went to San Francisco, they had some tremendous ball clubs. Moving out there in 1958, they had some great players such as Willie Mays, Orlando Cepeda, Willie McCovey, Juan Marichal.
Great players, but not great ball clubs. They won it only in 1962 and took the Dodgers to a playoff. And that shows you how much pitching. And I interestingly was on a talk show today with Buzzy Bavesi, formerly the general manager of the Dodgers, as Carter steps in there. He's 1 for 3. Fastball for a strike. And that brings to mind, you could have fielded the San Francisco Giants ball club. They were 2.5 times the club that the Dodgers were in those days, in the 60s.
Except they didn't have the pitching. They didn't have the combination to win.
There goes Strawberry. The throw not in time. So Strawberry has stolen second and now third.
Did the same thing in last night's ball game, but a rather unusual play kept him from getting the stolen base at third. John Kibler, who was the home plate umpire, interfered with the catcher, and he made Strawberry go back. It was Carter at the plate, and he was struck out on the play. So Strawberry didn't get the 2 stolen bases last night. He does here tonight.
Very honorable decision, I might add, by John Kibler, who's at third tonight. Carter pops it up, foul territory. It's out of play, 1-2. But it does kind of point up exactly what pitching means. I mean, the Dodgers, a rally in those days was Amari Wills walk, stolen base, sacrifice fly, or something like that. And then win a game 3-2, 1-0, 2-1. The Giants would lose games 9-7, 8-6.
Of course, the Dodgers had the combination of Don Drysdale and Sandy Koufax, also Claude Osteen, and they had a very strong defensive ball club.
They had Ron Peronowski in the bullpen. They had Phil Reagan in the bullpen. Well, that pitching makes up for a lot of mistakes on offense. Popped up again. So Carter, with a chance to pick up RBI number 72, fails as Brown makes the play. So the batter, Howard Johnson, now with 2 out, and Strawberry still on third base.
Third baseman, Howard Johnson.
And I would imagine they'll walk Johnson. Johnson winning the game last night with home run number 33.
One of the interesting things about that Dodger ball club when they had the good team was the fact they had so many switch hitters. Their entire infield was a switch hitting infield. Another cork bat.
Billy Hatcher was ejected from the game in Houston tonight when his bat came unglued. They're going to pitch to Johnson, and Leaper jams him. First pitch fouled away, 0-1 to Hojo.
Surprising that they do pitch to him in this spot, because Hojo has been such a tremendous hitter, and he's hit very, very well against the Padres. Mention the fact that Hojo can take over the switch hitting all-time lead for most home runs in the season in the National League. Rip Collins had 35.
Line drive, base hit left field. So Johnson comes through, RBI number 87 on the year, and it's now a 5-1 Met lead.
Well, behind Howard Johnson, you have Rafael Santana. And Johnson doesn't hit it too hard. It's off the end of the bat. The bat is broken, but it's a base hit, and Johnson's having that kind of a year, leading the club in home runs and in runs batted in.
Even more of a reason to walk him, I think. I can't let Johnson drive in a run. I mean, he's closing in on 100 RBIs. He has 87 now. Now he tries to run. The throw by Crook got him at second. A good play by John Crook as Leeper picks off Johnson. The Mets score another one on 1 run, stranding none. 5-1 New York, middle of the 8th. Sunday to pitch, and then open against the Cardinals on Friday. Davey Johnson, with the off day this week, could have Gooden start against the Phillies and then pitch against the Cardinals on Saturday night. That is yet to be determined.
Mets have a little more luxury now with their starting pitchers. They have some depth.
Marvell Wynn now on deck. Tim Flannery, the batter. 0-2 to Timmy. Good point, Ralph.
They can juggle a little bit now where they just really couldn't up until about 2 weeks ago.
Greg Booker now warming up for the Padres. Flannery on the night is 0 for 2. Cone has been brilliant. Oh boy, and that hit him. That doesn't only hurt Flannery, but it hurts Cone.
Second batter he has hit in this ball game. He's walked only 1. That was his first batter, Stan Jefferson. And this ball right in the derriere. So a runner on as Flannery gets on with no one out here in the bottom half of the 8th. Then we'll have a pinch hitter.
Number 16.
Marvell Wynn will be the pinch hitter. He is batting .263 with a couple of home runs. Cone has maintained good velocity and a good breaking ball all night, but on the 0-2 pitch to open up the 8th, he hits Tim Flannery. It's 5-1 New York. Breaking ball is inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Marvell Wynn.
Wynn is a pinch hitter, 6 for 19 with 10 runs batted in. He's done a good job as a pinch hitter.
Outside, 2-0. Wynn came to the Padres last year, right before opening day for Bob Patterson, the left-handed pitcher, who opened against the Mets this year as the opening day pitcher. Outside, 3-0 to Wynn. And that gets Randy Myers up and throwing in the Met bullpen. Randy in last night's game. Randy probably getting ready for Tony Gwynn should Wynn and Jefferson get on. There's a strike, 3-1. Popped up in the infield. I got to question why he's even swinging in that situation.
Cannot believe it. 3 balls, 1 strike. You got to have some base runners. You're going to get the same pitch 3-1 as you're going to get 3-2. He might throw a ball in a 3-1 count.
Center fielder Stan Jefferson.
Don't give him a chance to get wild.
After hitting the batter and going to 3-1, that is not good baseball.
20 years ago, that is one part of the game that has changed for the worse. Think about that. Just does not make sense. Stan Jefferson 0 for 1. I mean, a pitcher's tickled to death to have a pinch hitter with not a lot of power swinging at a 3-1 pitch when he's 4 runs ahead. 0-1 to Jefferson. Five to 1, New York on top. The Cardinals lost their game tonight. Mets could pick up a full game on the Redbirds. Foul back, 0-2. One out. We're in the 8th. Flannery at first base. Hernandez playing behind Timmy. Timmy, a proud new papa. Wife delivering.
Second child.
Yep. Delivering this afternoon. Curveball is high. 1-2. Rather forlorn look on Jefferson's face. Looking at Gary Carter. Breaking ball outside. So it's 2-2 to Stan.
Cohen with one complete game this year.
That was his first win back on May 7th. Make that May 12th. Ball 3, 3-2. Tony Gwynn, the on-deck batter.
You wonder whether or not Larry Bowa will put the base runner in motion. Hernandez still playing behind the runner.
Flannery not running, and Jefferson fouls it away. Cohen has struck out 7. He's walked 1. He's given up 3 hits. He has pitched a very good ball game. The only run coming on Benito Santiago's 15th home run of the year in the 2nd. Don't even want to give Flannery a thought over there.
Now the pitch to the plate's the important one.
And it's outside and high. So you never know whether Cohen's stepping off and looking at Flannery. Why do that with Hernandez playing behind him anyway?
That is right.
You're not going to throw over there. So what's the reason for that?
That's going to be all, too.
Yep. Davy Johnson is making a move, and it's going to be Randy Myers in the ball game. Davy taking that slow, meandering walk out there, giving Myers a chance to throw a little more. And Randy's going to be in the ball game. A good job by David Cohn. The Mets up 5-1, 2 on, 1 out here in the 8th. Randy Myers, the new pitcher, and let's go to a commercial. We'll be right back.
7 hits while walking 24 and striking out 70.
And he'll be facing Tony Gwynn, who's 2 for 3. Fouled away. Tony now over 370. He batted .402 in August. And he is just the consummate professional with the bat in his hand or a glove or driving to the park.
Randy was brought out to face Tony Gwynn in yesterday's ball game and walked him on a 3-2 pitch.
Good play by Carter. 1-1 to Gwynn. 5-1 New York. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tim Tuffle now out to talk to Myers, probably about what sign are they using. Roger McDowell now up and throwing. Roger's 22nd save last night. Ball 2, 2-1. Carmelo Martinez on deck. Fouled away. That was some gas right there. 2-2. 2-2 to Gwynn. Line drive, foul. You know, with Gwynn hitting the ball like that, Wilson was over into right center. Now he's moved over toward left center. With Myers out there throwing, you got to really swing that outfield around, I think. He is blowing.
Mookie's straight away right now. Big gap in left center field. Gwynn has such a good swing. He gets on the plane of the ball so quickly that he can hit the ball very well to left center field. Line drive type hitter.
And with Myers throwing as hard as he's throwing in all of those elements, 2 strikes, Gwynn's defensive, you got to play him around toward left. 2-2. Ground ball up the middle. Tuffle. to Hernandez. Double play. Tony Gwynn has hit into 2 double plays tonight, and I don't think I've ever seen that with that man. No runs, no hits, 1 left. 5-1 New York after 8. We'll be right back.
We do, yeah. You're kidding.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons given.
Oh my God.
Yee-hee. Oh, sorry. This game's history. Can I go? Warming now for New York. Big blow. Keith Hernandez 3-run homer. And here's Rafael Santana. He takes a fastball on the corner from Greg Booker.
Greg is married to Jack McKeon's daughter. Jack McKeon, the big operator here.
1-1 to Santana. Trader Jack, they call him. I guess the bartering stops when it comes to the family, right? Well, trade your son-in-law.
A little nepotism in there.
2-1 to Santana.
I was listening to Dave Campbell's game show after the game last night, driving back to the hotel, and that was one of the questions.
Ground ball toward third. Chris Brown over to John Crook. 1 away. A note just flashed up on the board that Kirby Puckett was 2 for 4 tonight. So with 12 hits in his last 3 ball games, he fell 1 shy of tying the record. I don't know who holds it. Didn't give that, but it's 13 hits over a 3-game period. Here's Randy Myers.
Well, Pinky Higgins and Walt Dropo both had 12 hits in succession. 12 for 12 in their at-bats.
So you might think they had 13.
So they probably, if they get, that's about as good a guess as you could have.
1-0 to Myers. Line drive, base hit. Randall Kay with a hit.
Well, he used to be an outfielder, and he put a pretty good swing on this one. Randy hits the ball hard up the middle.
I don't believe it's his first major league hit.
He's 1 for 5 this year. So he's now 2 for 6.
Smashing a .333 and a man after my heart, eschewing that warm-up jacket. Here's Mookie Wilson. Mookie 1 for 4. Kirby Puckett did tie the 2-game mark set by Rennie Stennett back in 1975. Stennett had 7 hits in 1 game and 3 the next day. Puckett had 4 hits in 1 game and 6 the next day. 4 home runs in those 10 hits. What a player. 0-1 to Wilson. Minnesota going down 9-0 to the Red Sox and Jeff Sellers tonight. Five to 1 New York. The Cardinals lost their ball game. 0-2 to Mookie Wilson. Cardinals losing 7-4. Breaks their 7-game losing or winning streak. 1-2 to Wilson. Cardinals have won 6 in a row. So that broke their 6-game winning streak. And the Mets, if they win this one, will be 4-1 on this trip. Foul back. Still 1-2 to Mookie Wilson.
Mets, if they pick up this victory, will have won 22 of their last 34 games. So they've been playing at a pace that's been very fast.
Line to right field. Boy, a tracer there. Randy Myers going to second and stopping like he's playing softball. Looked like the king in his court.
Do not pass second base. Advance 90 feet.
Do not collect $200.
Do not collect any money.
Go to jail, directly to jail. Saw Keith Comstock warming for the Padres. Tim Tuffle, the batter. It'll probably be Comstock should Tuffle get on. And Galen Cisco now out to talk to Greg Booker. Fastball is low to Tuffle. Timmy pinch hit in the 7th inning and fly to right. 5-1 New York. Went too far, 1-1. The Giants in San Francisco clinging to a 6-4 lead. Montreal batting in the 7th inning. The Expos started the evening 6 games back of the Cardinals. Grounder toward third. Templeton not in time to get Wilson at second. So it'll be an infield hit for Tim Tuffle. That loads them up. And that'll send Larry Boa to the mound. And Keith Comstock will be the pitcher. We assume all this.
Certainly would be a surprise if Boa doesn't make the move. Comstock was a pitcher that gave up the home run to Howard Johnson in the 10th inning last night. And here comes Boa.
Well, Larry has certainly learned a lot this season. He has admittedly mellowed this
league in America. Persistence.
It's been a virtue in his case. Hernandez, a big 3-run homer, his only hit tonight. However, he's hit the ball hard 3 times. 0-1 to Keith. Bases loaded, 1 out. Keith trying to sew it up for the Mets. We're in the top of the 9th, 5-1 New York on top. Line base hit right field. Wilson will try to score. Gwynn charged in a hurry, and Perlazo held him up at third. Randy Myers scores. The bases remain loaded. Still 1 out. 6-1 New York.
Well, I don't know how they stopped Mookie Wilson. He was going full speed ahead around third, and somehow or other, Sam got him stopped. Gwynn charging the ball, making a fine throw home, and he would have been out at home. But Wilson's putting on the brakes, and the Mets pick up 1, but still have the bases loaded.
And here's Darryl Strawberry, who's 1 for 3. Make that 1 for 2 with a couple of runs scored, 2 stolen bases to give him 25 on the year. 1 ball, no strikes to Strawberry. 6-1 New York. Curveball outside, 2-0. Fouled away, 2 balls and a strike to Strawberry. The Padres took the lead in the bottom of the 2nd inning long time ago. Home run by Benito Santiago, but since then it's been all Mets. They've scored in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 8th, 1 here in the 9th. Ground ball toward first. Kruk to shortstop Templeton. Not in time back to first. Comstock saying he caught the ball, but Strawberry beat the play. 7-1 New York.
Well, a run batted in for Darryl Strawberry as they get the force play at second and just miss the second half for the double play. Templeton flipping the ball back. 2 players at first, Comstock and Kruk, and Strawberry gets the call. Comstock made the catch. And you could see Strawberry was safe.
Comstock in the process stepped on Kruk's foot. Here's Lee Mazzilli. One would think you'd have to go home with that ball, Ralph. You're not going to get a 3-6-3 double play on Strawberry. Kruk's playing really too deep at 6-1. You can't give up another run. But they did. RBI number 77 for Strawberry, and the fastball to Mazzilli's a strike. 1-1 to Lee. He's 0 for 3 with a walk.
Those 2 runs charged to Booker, and his book is closed.
Off the glove of Santiago. Tuffle scores. It's 8-1 New York. And that ball's got to be handled. Looked like it hit the heel of his glove.
It is being scored a wild pitch. Let's see if it got into the dirt. That ball should be handled. You're right. It was in the dirt, but that short hop should be handled. Tuffle comes in the score, and the Mets get another. They're third in this inning, and Strawberry moves down to second.
Anytime you see a catcher go at a ball in the dirt with his glove hand, especially if it's in front of him, it's the wrong approach. You got to use that chest protector. That glove can act as an ejector. The ball going off the heel. It's 8-1 New York. Ball 3 to Mazzilli, 3-1. So the Mets will move to within 4.5 of the Cardinals tonight. Cardinals losing their game 7-4, and the Giants beating Montreal. The Giants could move to 5.5 games out in front of the Astros. Houston lost to Chicago tonight. Line drive, base hit, center field. Here comes Strawberry, and yet another nail in the coffin. It's now 9-1. That's hit number 13 for New York on the night.
Well, the Mets got it going last night in the 8th inning when they scored 4 to tie it at 5. Then won it in the 10th inning and a home run by Howard Johnson. And the Mets coming from behind in this ball game. It will mark their 33rd come from behind win if they hold on to this lead.
And if they don't, here's Carter.
Somebody will pay.
Guaranteed. Screwball for a strike to Gary. Gary 1 for 4 on the night. Inside. Everybody but Rafael Santana has hit safely this evening. Even David Cohn and Randy Myers, the relief pitcher, have chipped in. This one popped up toward third. Chris Brown, and Santiago lets it drop, and Carter gets caught not running the ball out. Carter could have had an infield hit, but he didn't run the ball out, folks. And that's what happens. Very embarrassing. Anyway, it's 9-1 New York.
And here it is, a little pop-up, and Gary assumes it's going to be caught. But a mix-up between Brown and Santiago, and now Santiago fires to first and gets Carter by a couple of steps.
Even in a 9-1 ball game, it's very embarrassing. Middle of the ninth, we'll be back. Here last night. Carmelo Martinez, the batter now, to open the 9th inning. He has struck out a couple of times. And Randy Myers, interestingly, here's a 9-1 ball game. He could get credit for a save if he finishes the game. Probably will, because he came into the game with a score 5-1 and 2 runners on. So the tying run was on deck. Fastball is high to Martinez, 1-0.
You got a double play on Tony Gwynn, and he had a tough man to face in that spot. Martinez got a hit off Myers in last night's ball game.
Swinging a foul tip. 1-1 to Carmelo Martinez. We're on Sports Channel again tomorrow night, and as Ralph said, put it down on your late evening calendar. Give you an excuse to be an hour late for work on Thursday morning.
10 o'clock start in New York.
Sure, boss will understand. Yeah, I said 10:30 earlier. I meant 10 o'clock. This one drops in front of Mookie Wilson as Martinez has his second hit in 2 nights against Randy Myers. And the batter, John Kruk.
Number 8, first baseman, John Kruk.
John has grounded out 3 times.
And he's hit the ball hard 2 of the 3 times. Some shots at Santana, the shortstop.
It's another one hard right at Howard Johnson. So, I mean, John Kruk now has proven that he's going to hit the ball on the left side of the infield and outfield.
Mookie Wilson playing straight away, as is Strawberry and also the left fielder, Lee Mazzilli. When you hit 17 of your 18 home runs to left field, you've got to figure the guy is not a pull hitter.
I'll tell you, Ralph, we were talking about it between innings. The Mets do not employ an eye in the sky, and in my opinion, they need one. Their outfield defensive positioning is not good. Fastball for a strike to Benito Santiago. He's 1 for 3 on the evening. You cannot see some of the things from the dugout like you can see from upstairs.
Worst seat in the house.
Yep. Santiago trickles one through. Martinez stops at second base, and the batter, Chris Brown.
Number 35, third baseman.
Well, the Padres mounting a valiant but futile effort here in the bottom of the 9th because they trail 9-1. Well, Wade Boggs with his 22nd home run of the year tonight.
And you think that ball is not live, huh? He could hit, there's no doubt about that.
Well, you know, guys who talk about Boggs, even in years past, have said that he could hit the ball out of the ballpark. Hits him in the upper decks in batting practice. Swing and a miss, 0-2 to Brown.
Yankees lost their ball game today, or yesterday if you're in New York.
Got a late score on that Detroit game. What'd they do? Still playing, huh?
Still playing in the bottom of the 12th inning. That ball game is tied up at 5. Detroit got a run in the 8th and a run in the 9th to tie it.
Brown fouls it back. Still one. Popped up and back out of play.
4. Key had started.
Line sharply to left, but there's Mazzilli for the second out. So the Padres 1 out away, and the Mets 1 out away from, not my territory, it's yours. Swing and a miss, 0-1 to Gary Templeton.
Padres, the name of the minor league ball club that played here for so many years before Major League Ball was brought in.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Pick up another one. And he does. That's his first strikeout. Randy Myers coming in the last 1 2/3 innings. He did give up a couple of hits in the ninth. But David Cone wins his 4th ball game of the year. The losing pitcher, Jimmy Jones, the big blow in this ball game, had really ignited the Mets. A 3-run homer by Keith Hernandez in the 5th inning. 9-1 final. Ralph and I are back with a wrap after this. Got the closing comeback. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. I hear you fine. What? Huh? Tim McCarver along with Ralph Kiner back here at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego.